am Kim Teehee, Cherokee Nation Delegate to Congress and your MC for this evening's program. It is an honor to welcome you to this historic competition. We will hear from some exceptional and talented Cherokee women throughout the evening. To begin our program, please rise for the national anthem performed by the Cherokee National Youth Choir under the direction of Miss Mary Kay Henderson and Candace Bird-Boney, and please remain standing for our invocation given by Miss Peggy Sawney.
Oceani God, I the dadolisti. Skianelana, o gido de galana de ha. Schoolis kistelis gis chagavia. He kohusa, George Darthanig, Nige Huts Nigard, Galanat Wuni Luhisti, Nigard Ananelte. Aseni Hideski Garnagas Squanelna, Gayul Galanat Nigado Zedo. There huxes to Nigado whiskey lasty thereste. Nigado do you the win under, Nigado la junalia non higisa, Iski gas estes, a leto John higisa, Nihuskuteski atenito heste. Cheese do those the Nigard hit Gitayon here. Amen.
Wado to the Cherokee National Youth Choir, who will perform again later in the program, and wadon to Ms. Sawney for that blessing. Next, I would like to introduce Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. for our official welcome. Chief Hoskin was recently sworn in to his second term in office just last Monday. As Principal Chief, he increased minimum wage at Cherokee Nation and Cherokee Nation businesses and secured the largest language investment in the tribe's history to expand Cherokee cultural preservation. He prioritized health and wellness initiatives, including record investments in behavioral health and addiction treatment. Chief Hoskin has also invested in our youth, increasing college scholarships funding to $2,500 per semester that benefits more than 5,000 Cherokee students. Please welcome to the stage Chief Hoskin.
Wado Kim and OCO, everyone. I'm so glad to be with you. This program is something that I wish the whole world could see, not just the results of tonight. I wish they could see what process led to this, because the young ladies competing tonight are in a leadership program, and it gets to be cliche in competitions when you say we're all winners, but this one, it's true, because think about the level of courage that it took just to sign up for this, because there is plenty of reason to have some intimidation and some anxiety about the idea of getting on stage, of leaning into your culture and celebrating it as a young person, a young Cherokee, and yet they did that. And there's thousands of Cherokee young people doing great things in lots of different facets of their life. This is a group of young people who decided to step up to do something extraordinarily special, which is to be ambassadors for the Cherokee Nation, to spend a year being the face of the Cherokee Nation in front of so many people, so many communities near and far. And for that, all of them have my admiration for just stepping up to do this. And of course, tonight we'll see what they have to offer as Cherokee ambassadors. And each of them, having spent some time with them, have a great deal to offer. Those who get the crown tonight will go on to spend a year serving the Cherokee people as ambassadors. It will be a great year. Everyone, though, who signed up for this competition, I know, has demonstrated something special to their people. You are all worthy of our respect and admiration, and the Cherokee Nation loves you. Wado.
Thank you so much, Chief Hoskin. Of course, before we begin the actual program, we have some very special guests. So I want to give acknowledgement to those special guests. And I need my glasses. First, starting with the Cherokee officials, you just heard from him, the Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Chief Hoskin. We're also joined this evening by the Cherokee Nation Deputy Principal Chief, Brian Warner. We've got a member of the cabinet joining us as well, Corey Bunch, Chief of Staff. Joining us from the Tribal Council, please stand, Sasha Black Box Qualls. We also have Cody Poindexter. And Lisa Hall. In addition, we have a former chief Joe Bird, who currently serves as Special Envoy for International Affairs and Language Preservation. We just came from a reception where we were able to acknowledge some of our visiting royalty. So if you're visiting royalty, please stand and let us acknowledge you. Any visiting royalty? There you go. Wonderful. Thank you for visiting us tonight and joining us. I also want to acknowledge the former junior Miss Cherokees. I know there are about 8 of you in the audience. If you would, please stand so we can acknowledge you. We also have some former Miss Cherokees. Would you please stand so we can acknowledge you? Wonderful, wonderful. This evening, we will be crowning 2 Goodwill Ambassadors, Junior Miss Cherokee and Miss Cherokee. So let's meet our contestants for Junior Miss Cherokee. Contestant number 1, Avery Wisdom.
Osio Nagada, Avery Wisdom, Dokudoa, Nuna Giyamri. Hello everyone, my name is Avery Wisdom. I am the daughter of Luke and Jessica Wisdom and the granddaughter of Charlie and Ola Washington. I am a member of the Wild Potato Clan. I am 17 years old and I am a senior at Gore High School, where I have served as a chaplain and the president of my FFA chapter. In the FFA, I enjoy showing livestock and competing in public speaking. I am also the member of our Cherokee Quiz Bowl team. What up?
Thank you, Avery. Contestant number 2, Addison Rouse.
Sio Nagad, Jalaki, Gunting, Uwum Noxie, Dagwado, Addison, Yowanega, Gunting. Hello everyone, my name is Beautiful Star. My English name is Addison Rouse. Dagwadu, Aguade Tiaga. I'm 17 years old. Disoya E. Wojanel. My family lives at Fort Gibson. Jennifer Rouse, Agechi. Dr. Brent Ross, Agetuda. Jennifer Rouse is my mother. Dr. Brent Rouse is my father. What else?
Thank you, Addison. Contestant number 3, Alexis Sanders.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Sanders. I'm 18 years old from Stillwell, Oklahoma. My parents are Carrie Morton and Terry and Melissa Sanders. I just started my senior year at Stillwell High School. The Cherokee name I was given is the word sweet. I love spending time with my family and friends and enjoy many activities and love learning new things. I am so excited and grateful to be here and want to thank you all for coming. Wado.
Thank you, Alexis. Contestant number 4, Callie Doublehead.
Oceanigad, Kihogi Domadoa, Deladu, Nawade Tiad, Sequoia, Digade Koski, Seducenet, Eugenie Toi, Akichi Alicia Wilfidoa, Edoda Sam Doublehead Dudoa. Hello everyone, my name is Callie. I'm 16 years old and a junior at Sequoia High School. I'm the daughter of Sam Doublehead and Alicia Wolf. Madam.
Wonderful, ladies. Thank you for introducing yourself. How about we give these contestants another round of applause? Junior Miss Cherokee. Now let's meet our contestants for Miss Cherokee. Contestant number 1, Carolina Smith.
Sianagad, Carolina Smith, Dawado. Hello everyone, my name is Carolina Smith. I am 19 years old. I am the granddaughter of the late Gregory Smith and Jackie Smith. I am a student at Connor State College and I am majoring in business. Wado.
Thank you, Carolina. Contestant number 2, Keely Sanders.
Sianagad, Keely Sanders Adele. Hello all. My name is Keely Sanders. I'm 21 years old and live in West Oklahoma. I am a senior at Northeastern State University, majoring in social work, specializing in child welfare. I am the daughter of Troy Sanders and Melissa Sanders, the granddaughter of Fred Stopp and Ida Stopp, the granddaughter of the late Jim Johnson and the late Brenda Stopp, and the granddaughter of the late Mose Sanders and Mary Sanders.
Thank you, ladies. Those are fine introductions. Let's give our contestants for Miss Cherokee another round of applause. The role of both Miss Cherokee and Junior Miss Cherokee is to represent the Cherokee Nation as a goodwill ambassador and serve as a messenger to promote the government, history, language, and culture of the Cherokee people. As an ambassador and messenger of the Cherokee people, the representative is a role model and is expected to exemplify the best qualities of Cherokee youth. Now for our platform presentations. The contestants have selected a platform or issue of importance that she will spend the year advocating for if selected as the title holder. So we will begin with the Junior Miss Cherokee contestants. We'll start with contestant number 1, Avery Wisdom. Her platform is Substance Abuse in Native Americans.
The average person's brain doesn't fully develop until the age of 25. Most children start making their own decisions by the age of 12. Between the ages of 12 and 25, thousands, maybe even millions of decisions are made. Some of these decisions have little to no serious consequences, while others can make a lifetime impact. One decision that many young people make is to try substances, which can lead to addiction. 1 in 5 Native Americans suffer from a substance abuse disorder. Decisions regarding substance abuse can leave a serious impact on your life as well as other people's lives. My family is a foster family, and we have welcomed many Native American children into our home that have seen and been affected by substance abuse. Many of these children will experience lifelong physical and emotional health issues. But this is not the only group of young people experience substance abuse and its effects. High school and middle school students are experiencing similar situations. Drugs and alcohol have been made readily available for this age group, making it incredibly easy to become involved in substances. I have seen this issue in my own school as well as surrounding schools. There are people who walk past me in the halls every day struggling with substance abuse. Recently, a school in my area had 2 students hospitalized because of a vape that was brought to school, and its contents caused much more adverse reactions than expected. It was reported that 8 students were involved in an incident that day. 8 lives were put at danger that day because of lack of knowledge. Many teenagers are unaware of the dangers of vapes. These vapes are often laced. The vapes brought to school are often passed around to dozens of people, exposing large numbers of youth in a short amount of time to these dangerous products. Many schools in my area have a large number of Native American students. According to the American Addiction Centers, Native Americans are 3 times more likely to abuse drugs. Children exposed to drug abuse are 3 times more likely to abuse drugs later on in life. 4 out of 10 Native American children between the age of 12 and 17 will experience lifelong illicit drug use. I believe this problem needs to be addressed. Young Native Americans and their parents need to be educated on the dangers they face and how serious of a problem it can become. I think we need to implement early intervention programs in our schools. If children are taught early about the dangers of alcohol and drugs, they might be likely to not make the decision later on. I also believe we need a safe adult in every school that teenagers and children are able to talk to about their substance disorders without fear. Safe activities outside of school can also help this problem by giving teenagers and children something healthy to do with their time. Substance abuse is preventable, and it needs to be a high priority. There are lives being lost to substance abuse every single day, and the number only seems to be increasing. This year, I hope to help children, teenagers, and adults out of substance abuse. Waddell.
Thank you, Avery. Now we'll hear from contestant number 2, Addison Rouse. Her platform is Exposure of Cherokee Culture Through Song.
One day, Rabbit and Turtle looked up at the sky and saw Lark building a nest high in the trees. They did not understand why Lark had not built her home in the earth like they did. They did not understand why she had spiny feathers instead of soft fur or a hard shell. They could not comprehend the meaning behind the noises she made with her mouth. And so, because they did not understand her ways, they told her she had no place in their world. But when night fell, Rabbit and Turtle hid in the fear and dread of darkness. And just when the weight of that darkness was at its heaviest, they heard Lark burst into the brightest of songs, breaking into a sunrise over the horizons of their darkened hearts. Because of Lark's song, Rabbit and Turtle understood that, despite their differences, Lark had an important place and purpose in their world after all. CO, I'm Addison Rouse, and this year my platform for the Junior Miss Cherokee Leadership Competition was an easy choice. For as long as I can remember, I have expressed my identity and core belief through music. And like Lark, I believe I can use the impact of Cherokee song to bring a deeper understanding of our Cherokee ways to a world that so often fails to appreciate the beauty of our uniqueness. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow said, "Music is the universal language of mankind. It can create a timeline that intertwines the past and present, so the world does not have to understand our Cherokee ways, the Cherokee language, to feel the history and appreciate the presence of the Cherokee Nation when it is expressed through song. Everyone speaks music. I believe that by combining the Cherokee language with music, I can not only educate students in Oklahoma and around the nation about our culture, but I can also help promote the inclusion of fine arts and public education, because I am deeply concerned about the number of public schools that are eliminating fine arts from their elementary and secondary schools curriculum. A crucial goal of my platform is to teach tolerance through exposure. Anytime someone is exposed to a new culture, especially at an early age in life, tolerance is taught, and kindness and appreciation are learned. As a high school student, I witness on a daily basis the critical need for my generation to learn tolerance and acceptance. The songs become windows into a better understanding of other cultures, and I believe there's no better way to educate students about our own Cherokee culture than through the art of song. Through the universal language of music, students will have the opportunity to peer into the windows of Cherokee culture to view our languages, melodies, and values. From an understanding of those musical messages, students will be more open to learning other facets of Cherokee heritage. Like Lark, my mission is to sing a song of hope to the rabbits and turtles of the earth who fear a world they have never seen. And it would be my greatest honor to be allowed to open windows of understanding through music so other cultures can see that the Cherokee Nation not only has a purpose and place in the present world, but also heralds a bright light of endless possibility for the future one. Wodo.
Thank you, Addison. Now we'll hear from contestant number 3, Alexis Sanders. Her platform is Culture Preservation in Youth.
When I was younger, I loved participating and learning about my culture, the language, games, foods, arts, and crafts, but I'm ashamed to say that as I got older, I slowly started to lose interest. According to the National Institute of Health, at least 70% of children lose interest in activities they are passionate about as they get older, such as sports, school, or in my case, culture. 2 years ago, I started to notice I might not be the only person this has happened to in my community. Cultural Day is one day during the school year where we celebrate our Native American culture. There are booths and games like stickball, marbles, storytelling, and beading. Cultural Day was always a good reminder of where I come from. There were so many activities all around us, but as I looked around, I noticed there were more kids sitting around than actually participating. That is why I chose Cultural Preservation in Youth as my platform. Cultural preservation is defined as a method to maintain heritage from the past for the benefit of the future and present generations. Our nation has always been focused on preserving Cherokee culture. Throughout the year, the nation has created language programs, education services, scholarships. They have used the media and many other programs to help with this mission. There are over 141,000 citizens living within the tribe's reservation. 21% are under the age of 18. I believe that working to get our youth more involved in our communities will be beneficial not only to them, but to the nation as well. There are so many ways we try to preserve our culture. The oldest and most used method we use to preserve our culture is by teaching and passing down traditions from generation to generation. And we can do more to utilize this method, like getting schools more involved, having more events for families to attend, and activities for children to participate in, and just encouraging students to get more involved. Research shows that through active participation, young people are empowered to have a voice in their own development as well as in their communities. It helps them to learn vital life skills, develop knowledge, and promote positive action. Engaging the youth also increases performance and improves emotional and social health and well-being. Encouraging our youth to get more involved will also benefit our future generations. When I realized I wanted to know more about my heritage, I decided to start taking Cherokee language classes online, getting more involved in my clubs at school, and talking with my grandparents more about traditions we may have. It is also the reason why I chose to compete in the Junior Miss Cherokee competition. I wanted to be more involved in my nation. I am going to try my best to be an example to and of today's Cherokee youth. I want to teach and learn with them while also encouraging them to get involved. I want to improve our youth because we are the future generations, and then we will be the elders that pass on what we know. I want to teach and learn with them while also encouraging them. I want to show the youth that our language is worth learning, that our traditions are worth participating in, that our stories are worth telling, and that our culture is worth knowing. Wado.
Thank you, Alexis. Now we'll hear from contestant number 4, Callie Doublehead. Her platform is Preservation of Culture.
When I was growing up, I was surrounded by Cherokee culture because of my grandparents. They taught me the language and how to cook Cherokee food, and I learned a lot about my own heritage. So I grew up a very proud bearer of my Cherokee identity. And my Cherokee culture became a very important part of my life. However, parts of Cherokee culture are starting to fade. The language has become endangered, only a few fluent speakers still alive, and a lot of little kids growing up without knowing who they are, as Cherokees are knowing the language. Today, there aren't that many people who are as invested in their culture and heritage, so they aren't able to pass down traditions and knowledge to their children, leaving more people not knowing their own culture and language. Heritage and culture are important. They are your identity and part of who you are. I'm thankful I grew up with a great knowledge of my culture, but I feel sad when I think of my little brothers who don't really have anyone to teach them their Cherokee traditions and language, and it scares me to think what might happen if they forget who they are. If little kids aren't being educated and taught their culture, there might soon be very few Cherokees who actually know and practice these traditions, which will lead to the Cherokee culture and the language to almost extinction. It's important for kids to know about their culture so they can become a part of their community and won't ever forget who they are and where they come from. If young Cherokee kids become invested in their culture, then maybe they can pass down traditions and stories to the next generation of Cherokees when they're older. I try my best to preserve Cherokee culture by teaching my brothers the language, Cherokee traditions, and stories I was taught about our ancestors so they can become proud Cherokees too. They're even planning on going to a Cherokee immersion school so our culture won't completely disappear from my family. Other people can help preserve culture by talking to their children about their heritage and participating in traditions and passing down knowledge and helping young children speak Cherokee. If I had the chance, I would try to teach young other Cherokee children about their culture so they can understand where they come from and who they are, so they can develop a positive sense of identity. There are a lot of activities young Cherokee children can do to be more exposed to their culture, like visits to the Heritage Center and Camp Cherokee, where Cherokee students will be taught about STEM and also will learn about our cultural ways, and even the immersion school that teaches children the native language will help kids be more invested in their culture. Cherokee culture is too important for us to forget about. If we forget our culture, then we might lose our identity as a nation. When you lose your culture, then a whole way of being might be lost forever. My Cherokee heritage and culture is too important for me, and I don't want to see it gone, and I would do anything to help preserve it. That's all.
Thank you, Callie. How about those platforms? Thank you, Junior Miss Cherokee contestants. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now let's move into our 2023-24 Miss Cherokee contestants platforms. We will start with contestant number 1, Carolina Smith. Her platform is Diabetes Awareness.
Being aware of diabetes has to be one of the closest topics to my heart. Throughout my family, there are only a select few of us that haven't been diagnosed with diabetes yet. With only the little knowledge that I have known since I started my research, my entire life I grew up watching my family go through the process of diabetes. I was constantly told that I needed to be careful and watch what I was doing. I always thought it was just my family telling me I need to quit being clumsy around them. It may have taken a few, maybe even several years for me to finally understand what they meant. Within my research, I found that any close relative that you are directly related to, you could possibly be more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. Did you know every 2 out of 3 Native Americans that are diagnosed with diabetes can lead to kidney failure? My uncle is a great example of how diabetes can lead to that. If he was not in the long-term care facility that he is in today, he would possibly have 1 to 2 weeks left to live without dialysis. During this entire learning process, I realized I did not know as much as I thought I did. After a few years, my mom was diagnosed with diabetes. She was constantly having to check her blood sugar and constantly had high blood pressure. She was a great example of how to show me that she was able to be steady and stable. I know that I will be scared of either if or when I hear the words, I have been diagnosed with the same condition as the rest of my family. But I know I will be able to take care of myself to the best of my ability because of the examples I had from my loved ones. I must say, reading about this topic alone was one of the hardest things I had to learn about. Getting to know the true facts in the process of diabetes and what it really does and how to possibly slow down the process was one of the main key facts that stuck with me. Some could say that you can wait. Some could say it won't happen, but it will. You will just not know the when or the how it will happen. You will just have to make sure that it happens sooner or it happens later rather than sooner. Well done.
Thank you, Carolina. Now we'll listen to contestant number 2, Keely Sanders. Her platform is Indian Child Welfare.
I chose this platform because I'm studying social work, specifically child welfare, at Northeastern State University. The Indian Child Welfare Act was placed to help Indian children to be placed into a home that reflects the same values of their Indian culture or to be placed with their relatives. Preserving the Cherokee culture is important, and it will start with our children. This act allows the children to continue to learn about their heritage while staying within the reservation of their tribe. The Indian Child Welfare Act strives to help protect the children within their tribes and would like to help the children get back to their own homes with the help of family services. Native families are 4 times more likely to have their children removed from the home and be placed into foster care. This is the reason why Indian child welfare is so important to these tribes. I desire to help make a change and help these children understand where they come from. Culture and heritage is what makes you, you, and I hope to help the children in foster care understand that as well. By placing these children into a home that values the same culture as them can help the child thrive as a person. Not only does Indian Child Welfare want to help provide a safe place for the children, but they also want to help the families as well. Indian Child Welfare provides many different resources to help families be reunited. Indian Child Welfare wants to help keep families together and protect Native children. This act was passed by Congress in 1978. 1/3 of Native children were removed from the homes, and a vast majority were placed into non-Native homes. Because these children were placed in non-Native homes, there was a loss of language, and there was a loss of identity of tribes and families. There was a loss of culture. Indian Child Welfare was created to help prevent those things from happening and to create awareness of what could happen if the act was overturned. Indian Child Welfare wants to promote a child's right to their communities and families. When a child is raised around their elders, the community, and relatives, it can help them build resilience naturally. For my senior year, I am fortunate enough to complete my practicum at the Indian Child Welfare in Tahlequah. My goal is to change these kids' lives and help them understand their culture and that their heritage is a huge part of them and who they will become as a person. Finding a home that will help suit their needs and that values their culture is very important to me. I want the children to learn and embrace their culture and where they came from. I want to help the families be reunited with their children and better themselves. The Indian Child Welfare Act allows us to preserve the culture and language of our people, and that starts with our children. Placing these children into homes filled with love and the value of their culture is important to me and those who work in Indian Child Welfare. Indian Child Welfare is and will always be important to our tribe. Widow.
Thank you, Keely. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your wonderful platforms. How about another round of applause for both of these ladies? Now, as the ladies prepare for their cultural presentations, please enjoy a couple of songs from the Cherokee National Youth Choir under the direction of Mary Kay Henderson and Candace Bird Boney.
Our soloist was Carlos Sorrell.
How beautiful. Thank you so much, Youth Choir. Truly, truly amazing work. Thank you so much, Mary Kay and Candace, too. Now it's time to meet your Junior Miss Cherokee judges. We have an outstanding group of individuals who have a tough job tonight as they select a much deserving winner. As I call your name, please stand if you are able so we can acknowledge you. Danielle Culp was born and raised in Claremore, Oklahoma, and is an Emmy Award-winning producer for OCO, Voices of the Cherokee People. Danielle participated in many Cherokee Nation programs, including the Cherokee Ambassador Program. Danielle served as Junior Miss Cherokee in 2006, Miss Cherokee in 2009, and was a Remember the Removal cyclist in 2012. Danielle worked in the museum and cultural heritage field for more than a decade at the Cherokee Heritage Center in Tahlequah and the Thomas Gilcrease Institute of American History and Art in Tulsa before joining Cherokee Film Productions. Outside of her professional work, Danielle enjoys basket weaving, beadwork, pottery, storytelling, and finger weaving, and serves on the board of the American Indian Resource Center. Danielle currently resides in Tulsa and is looking forward to her wedding this fall. Thank you, Danielle. Next, we have Christy Stopp, who currently serves as a Senior Vice President and Treasury Sales System Manager for BOK Financial in Tulsa. She has worked for BOK Financial for 25 years and served in various capacities in the Wealth Management and Treasury Services divisions. Prior to moving to Tulsa, Christy was employed by Cherokee Nation businesses as a marketing representative and also at Cherokee Nation assisting with the Summer Youth Internship Program. Christy has a bachelor's degree of business administration from Northeastern State University, where she majored in marketing. She is actively involved in her church and currently serves as the vice president of the Jinx High School Swim Booster Club. Christy, her husband Freddie, and their daughter Tyler Page live in Tulsa. When not working, Christy enjoys spending time with family, friends, and attending her daughter's swim meets. Thank you so much, Christy. And next we have Vance Blackfox, who is an Indigenous theologian. He is the founder and director of Otherwise, a multi-site cultural education and cultural immersion program for youth and student groups. He has also served as the Director of Communications at the National Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition and has held executive director positions at the Haskell Foundation, which supports the Haskell Indian Nations University, as well as Oaks Indian Mission. He serves the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America as the Director of Indigenous Ministries and Tribal Relations. Thank you, Vance. Now it's time for cultural presentations. A major role of Miss Cherokee and Junior Miss Cherokee is to educate the public regarding the history, culture, and traditions of the Cherokee people. Each contestant will make a presentation sharing her tribal and cultural knowledge. We will start with contestant number 1, Avery Wisdom. Her cultural presentation is sharing about traditional Cherokee medicine.
Osio Nagada, my great-grandfather was a medicine man and a firekeeper within the Wolf Clan. Tonight I will be sharing some natural remedies and medicines he would have used. First, I will be talking about elderberries. Elderberry is a plant used to treat colds, flu, high blood sugar, inflammation, stress, anaphylaxis reactions, and support the immune system. Some common ways to prepare elderberry include fruity drinks and cocktails, teas, syrups, tonics, and jams. Each part of the plant can be used to make medicines or food products, but in modern day, the berries are used the most. Elderberry is known to have a sweet and a tart flavor similar to the flavor of a blueberry, making it a good remedy to use on children and adults. A recipe widely used to make this syrup consists of boiling down the berries to remove the toxins, then adding in ginger. After adding those essential ingredients, honey or other herbs may be added to achieve a certain sweetness or taste. The syrup may be used throughout the cold season or whenever you feel cold coming on. Next, I will be talking about yarrow. Yarrow is a plant found in many gardens and backyards. The most well-known use for yarrow is to stop bleeding. Yarrow can be chewed up or crushed up into a paste, then rubbed on a wound to reduce or to stop bleeding. There are other ways to use yarrow and for different reasons. Yarrow can be taken by mouth or made into a tea to relieve muscle stiffness, digestive issues, and fever. All parts of the yarrow plant are edible, making it a very safe option to treat the symptoms of many illnesses. Finally, I'd like to talk about red maple bark. The bark of the red maple has many benefits. It has antibacterial properties and can relieve looseness of the bowels, inflammation, hives, cataracts, and muscular cramps or pains. Red maple is used widespread in modern day in many teas. There are other products made with maple such as syrup and antibacterial wash. The bark is the primary part of the tree used to make the syrups, teas, and washes. Wado.
Thank you, Avery. A little housekeeping before the next contestant. Now it's my pleasure to welcome contestant number 2, Addison Rouse. Her cultural presentation is Singing North Wind in Cherokee.
Sio Nagad, I'm Addison Rouse, and to accompany my platform of bringing a deeper understanding of Cherokee culture, past and present, through the art of song, I will be singing North Wind. The song means, I am only a guest on this earth. Narrow is the road to heaven. I am on my way to be with God. Our ancestors sang this as a mean of comfort on the horrific route of the Trail of Tears. Today, we sing it as a mean to remember. Unethlana hiueji Josana ku iulose Gialiska sodinaski Ulosawa dajiloski Ayadothli wigananana Unadati unilose Unethlana iuothla Naikuase wijigati Unethlana iueji Josana ku iulose Gialiska sodinaski Ulosawa dajiloski Ayadothli wigananana Unadoti unilose Unethlana iuothla Naikuase wijigati Widow.
Thank you, Addison. Next, we have contestant number 3, Alexis Sanders. Her cultural presentation is Storytelling, Legend of the Cornhusk Doll.
The 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash, are considered the sustainers of life. Salu, the corn spirit, was so honored to be a sustainer of life that she wanted to do more. So she went to Unelanahi, the creator, and asked what more she could do. The creator told her that she could create a doll from her husk to be a helper to the Jalagi. Salu created this beautiful doll, and when she was done, sent her on her way to travel from community to community, helping the Cherokee people. She helped with children, gardens, just any daily task that was needed. She was wonderful at her job. She made the Cherokees stronger, and they were happy and grateful for her. One day, as she was traveling, she came across a river and decided to stop for a drink. As she leaned over the water, she saw her reflection for the first time. She was captivated with her beauty. Now, she only sat there for a couple of minutes, but day after day, she would go back, and every time she would sit longer and longer. The Cherokees became worried, but also frustrated with the doll. They needed her help, so they went to the Creator, hoping he could convince her to come back. The Creator told her that if she did not go back to her job, she would be punished. She became frightened by this warning and went back doing what she was created to do. Later, as she was traveling again, she came across another river. She decided that she would look at herself for one last time. As she leaned over the river, looking herself in the water, she decided, I am much too important to be helping people. My job is to sit right here. So she did. The Creator saw what she was doing and decided to send another messenger to remind the doll of his warning. Day after day, and messenger after messenger, the doll would say, I am much too beautiful and much too important to be helping people. I belong right here. Finally, the Creator had enough and sent one last messenger to tell the doll that she would be receiving his punishment. When she got the message, she had a strange feeling go over her body, and when she leaned over the water, she saw she had no face. She cried out, Where is my face? How will I ever speak to animals or my people ever again? The Creator told her because she thought she was too beautiful and too important to be helping people, she will never speak or see herself ever again. This doll in this story is a reminder that we are all beautiful, not just by our looks, by the kindness and hard work that we put into others make us beautiful. Wado.
Thank you, Alexis. Now we have another little bit of housekeeping before the next contestant. Next is contestant number 4, Callie Doublehead. Her cultural presentation is talking about traditional foods.
God. Today I'm going to talk to you about Cherokee foods. Cherokee people were farmers, so the food they had, they either hunted or grew or went out and foraged in the forest. Wild onions are a staple food for the Cherokees. They grew in the woods or the creeks or wooded areas. They typically grew in the spring or summer, late March and early April. Today, people either eat it, they pick it and cook it, or boil and fry it with grease and add eggs as a finishing touch. And when you try to go out and find them, you better not pick the whole patch, because then you need to leave something for it to grow next year. Watercress was another staple food. It grew in the spring and summertime in creeks or springs. You could pick them around April and October. And they're actually not native to America, but they're still part of Cherokee diet. And they actually are very high in vitamins, so you can use them as medicine too. And today they're eaten in sandwiches or salads. Wushi is a type of mushroom. It's hard to find. I don't have it. I just have this picture. Yeah, it's considered a Cherokee delicacy. Typically grows in fall, like late October. You can find it in oak trees, around the base of oak trees, around like pin oak, that kind of stuff. And whenever you cut it, like the watercress or the onion, you better don't cut it from the root. You gotta cut it just so you leave the root in the ground and it'll grow next year. And today people eat Wushi fried, and people learn about Wushi from their elders, so it's become a generational tradition. Corn and squash were grown together along with beans, and they were considered the three sisters. And they grew together, and they sustained each other, so they nurtured each other like family. So they were called three sisters. Wanda.
Thank you, Callie. How about all of the junior Miss Cherokee contestants in their cultural presentations? You did a wonderful job, each of you. Now we'll move into the Miss Cherokee cultural presentations. We'll start with contestant number 1, Carolina Smith. Her cultural presentation is Storytelling, How the World Came to Be on the Turtle's Back.
Throughout our heritage, as Cherokee people, we are known for our storytelling. Some can create new ones, and some can pass on stories that have been told for centuries. Today, I will be telling you the story of how the world became on the turtle's back. In many traditional stories, there are many sacred animals. But did you know that the two most sacred animals is Doxy and Suli? As it is known, turtle is to hold the world on his back, which was made by the Creator. When the Creator was done, he realized there's too much water on the turtle's back. So he decided to call upon Suli. When Suli heard him, he went to Unethlina and asked, "How can I help you?" When Unethlina heard him, he said, "I need your help. I need you to soar as high as you can and spread your wings and dry off Turtle's back." So as soon as he told him, Unethlina decided he was going to go home and left Suli wondering, well, how is he going to just dry the entire world just by himself? So he decided, I'm going to gather all of my friends, and we're all going to do this together. Suli went and gathered everyone. Then they decided, we're just going to take off. Next thing you know, they were all soaring high with the clouds. Not long after, Doxy's shell that was holding the world was starting to dry. Doxy soon realized that Suli, he realized what he was doing. As soon as he realized, he became very grateful for Suli. So therefore, every time there is a heavy rainfall, and you see Suli flying up high in the sky, it is because he is drying off Turtle's back, and every time Doxy steps, it is him saying thank you as the earth shakes. Wada.
Thank you, Carolina. We'll go to the next contestant once the table is set. Next, we'll hear from contestant number 2, Keely Sanders. Her cultural presentation is Demonstration, How to Make Corn Bead Necklaces.
So today I'll be showing you how to make corn bead necklaces. So what are corn beads? They are quake seed or tear grass. And the reason they're called corn beads is because they grow like corn. The plant itself looks like a corn stalk, while the seeds look like tiny little kernels. The corn stalk represents the life for God's children, and the seeds represents the suffering and sorrow. Cherokee people had to leave their homes and belongings behind to go on the Trail of Tears. The people cried tears of sorrow on this journey, and while the women were crying, the men looked around and looked up to our Creator and prayed. And God gave them a sign. His sign was leaving a plant behind, saying that we will always be a part of his land. As the legend says, when the Cherokee's tears fell to the ground, a plant sprung up. And this plant is a remembrance of our people. The seed looked like tears, and the color represents our grief and sorrows. We wear these necklaces out of honor and dignity of our ancestors and the hardships they had to go through. Next, I'm going to show you how. Step one is you're going to gather your materials. You're going to need your string, your beads, your scissors, your needle, your tweezers, and of course, your corn beads. Step two is you can create any design you want. It doesn't matter what it is. Next step is step three, is you're going to prepare your corn beads. On the corn bead is a little stem. You're going to use your tweezers to pull out the stem. Step four is you're going to create your necklace. You're going to cut your string to your desired length. Once you do that, you're going to put the string through the eye of the needle. Next, you're going to place your pattern of beads you've chosen through the eye of the needle and onto the string. Once you get to this step, you're going to get your corn bead and your needle. Now be careful, because when you pierce it through the top of the corn bead, your needle can break sometimes. After that, you're going to finish tying off and wear it with pride. We wear this necklace out of respect and honor and dignity of those who walk the Trail of Tears. Hold on.
Thank you, Keely. This concludes the cultural presentations by the Junior Miss Cherokee contestants as well as the Miss Cherokee contestants. How about another round of applause for a wonderful display of Cherokee knowledge? Well done, contestants. Next, it's time to meet your Miss Cherokee judges. We have an outstanding group of individuals who also have a tough job tonight, like the Junior Miss Cherokee judges, by selecting a very deserving Miss Cherokee. Please stand when I call your name if you are able. We'll begin with Matt Anderson. A diverse median artist, Anderson finds most joy in preserving the Cherokee foundational arts like pottery, shell carving, finger weaving, twining, and basket making. He also works in wood, leather, gourds, glass, jewelry, beadwork, painting, graphite. Whew, I'm out of breath just talking about all that, Matt. And more modern forms of art like photography and screen printing. Matt currently works for the Cherokee Nation Commerce Department as a cultural specialist and teaches art classes at the Cherokee Arts Center. He curates both the Spider Gallery and the rotating gallery that highlights regional artists and their work. He also serves on the board of the Southeast Indian Arts Association, the Arts Council of Tahlequah, the Cherokee National Historical Society, the American Indian Resource Center, and the Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition. He enjoys hiking and leading wild edible tours in the same areas of our ancestors where they foraged. He enjoys the inspiration of the scenic beauty and lives on the small farm near Lake Tenkiller. Thank you for your service, Matt. Next, we have Michelle Locust. Michelle was born in Notchie Town and is the daughter of Michael and Linda Locust. She graduated from Gore High School and continued her education where she entered into the field of nursing. She has served her tribe in various roles, such as being elected to the Cherokee Nation Tribal Youth Council, the Cherokee National Youth Choir, working as the Cherokee Nation Clothing Voucher Program Coordinator, and now serves as a nurse at the Cherokee Nation Neurology Specialty Clinic. Miss Locust is also a former Miss Cherokee, reigning from 2006 to 2007. She has 2 children, her son Titan and her daughter Maxie. She currently spends most of her time with family and serves her local community as well. She is the children's Sunday school teacher at Cedar Springs Baptist Church and is a board member of the local Cherokee organization in Gore. Thank you for your service, Michelle. Next, we have George Littledave. George works at the Cherokee Nation Housing Authority and has done so for 22 years. He grew up in a traditional Cherokee home in Locust Grove. His parents and grandparents instilled in him Cherokee culture and life ways. which George embraces today. He earned a bachelor's degree in management at Rogers State University. George is married to Tracy Little Dave, and they have a 14-year-old son, Devin. George has been in ministry for 26 years and served as the pastor of Ballou Baptist Church in Locust Grove for 9 years prior to moving to Tahlequah. He views his career and ministry as an opportunity to serve fellow Cherokees and looks forward to the continued growth of the Cherokee Nation. Thank you for your service, George. Last but not least, you heard from her earlier as she gave our invocation, is our language judge, Peggy Sawney. She's the language judge for both Miss Cherokee and Junior Miss Cherokee competitions this evening. She loves being a teacher at the Cherokee Immersion School and is a fluent speaker of the Cherokee language. She has been employed with the Cherokee Nation since 2003. Sawney has taught or helped in all grade levels with the school. She is currently teaching 3rd grade and will be adding the 4th grade in this coming school year. Sawney is also a mother of 3 boys, a grandmother of 7, and a great-grandmother to 1. Her hobbies include spending time with her family, cooking large meals for her family — I'll have to come over and join you — and shopping. I have to join you for that one too. Sawney's goal is to produce fluent Cherokee language speakers at the Cherokee Immersion School. Thank you, judges, for your service tonight. Now, let's welcome the youth choir back up for a couple of more songs.
Asko na nige sana Niga da ni awi na ni wesko Na anu na dano Hiya 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 sa Akage yuji ya asi Citanella Giorgianella Ocalino Citanella Niigata Niginoki Citanella Giorgianella Ocalino Citanella Niigata Niginoki Niigata idai ga sa Idai sa Chisco ayusi da bawida Asko na nige sana Niigata ani awi na ni wesko Na anu na dano Tiawi wasi sa Akage yuji ya asi Citanella Giorgianella Ocalino Citanella Niigata Niginoki Citanella Giorgianella Ocalino Citanella Niigata Niginoki Citanella Giorgianella Ocalino Citanella Niigata Niginoki
It's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, youth choir. Yes, ma'am.
I want to introduce our soloist on our last song was Addison. Thank you so much, Addison. Go. We want to do one last song for you all as we're waiting for our tabulations. We would love to do a traditional Cherokee song. If you all know it, please join in with us. We will be doing Amazing Grace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, youth choir. What an amazing job you all have done tonight. Are you having a good time tonight? Wonderful. You know, I want to acknowledge the people who helped put this program together. I think we'd be remiss. You know, I will say when they brought me the list of dignitaries and people who to acknowledge tonight, they did not mention themselves, and so I'm bringing them out here. So if you are on the Junior Miss Cherokee Committee and the Miss Cherokee Committee, would you please either stand or come up on the stage? I know some of you are on the back of the stage. We'd love to see you, acknowledge you, and applaud you for the success of this program tonight. There they are. All right, thank you. Thank you, the committee members, as well as the many volunteers that I know you had help. And the children, your children, Lisa, Trice-Turtle, whether they wanted to volunteer or not, they had to, and they did a wonderful job. Now for a bit of the history of Miss Cherokee. The first indication of royalty during the Cherokee holiday was in 1955 when Phyllis Osage, a student at Sequoia Vocational School, was queen of the cornstalk shoot. She awarded trophies to the winners of the cornstalk shoot. Then in 1957, the title was changed to Miss Cherokee Holiday, which was coordinated through the Tahlequah Chamber of Commerce. Linda Burrows was the first to hold that title. She was awarded a $100 scholarship to Northeastern State University and received a two-piece set of luggage. In 1962, the first Miss Cherokee, Ramona Collier of Tahlequah, was crowned. She was awarded a $200 scholarship and an expense-paid weekend at Western Hills Lodge and several other gifts. This was the first mention of the title's winner's role extending beyond the holiday festivities. She was expected to appear at tribal community events and at state functions as well. Since then, the official title has remained Miss Cherokee. 62 different young ladies have held the title, with 2 lucky young ladies, Mary Kay Harshaw, you hear from today, Henderson today, holding the title for 2 consecutive terms from 1980 and 1982. And more recently, due to the pandemic, Miss Cherokee Mika Roy and Junior Miss Cherokee Desiree Matthews were both asked to serve a consecutive year. So thank you, ladies. Next is the impromptu questions portion of this program. Let's bring the Junior Miss Cherokee contestants back on the stage. At this time, yes. At this time, the contestants have one final opportunity to impress the judges by responding to an impromptu question which have been prepared by the judges. But before we begin, each contestant will be given a beautiful rose by our current Junior Miss Cherokee, Macy Fields. Then they will each select a question, and I will read it twice, and the contestants will then give their answers. Go to the contestant, and then bring me the question back. The first question goes to contestant number 1, Avery Wisdom. Avery, as Cherokees, we have a matriarchal culture. Name for us a Cherokee woman who is not related to you, who is or has been an inspiration to you, and why. I'll repeat it one more time. As Cherokees, we have a matriarchal culture. Name for us a Cherokee woman who is not related to you, who is or has been an inspiration to you, and why.
I think Phyllis Osage was a big inspiration just because she had that courage to step up and be the first. She was the first cornstalk queen, and I just think that you have to have a lot of confidence and courage to be able to go up there and be the first person. And so I think that's inspiring to me because I've struggled with confidence in the past, and just seeing a strong woman like that be able to get up there that confidently and take that role is really inspiring. Wado.
The next question will go to contestant number 2, Addison Rouse. Addison, do you feel that it is important to preserve and promote Cherokee culture and history? Why or why not? I'll repeat that question. Do you feel that it is important to preserve and promote Cherokee culture and history? Why or why not?
Absolutely. I think it's extremely crucial that our culture is extremely important. In fact, one of the most important things, because we can learn so much from history. And our culture is so vast and beautiful and rich, past and present, that that community that we have in our tribe is absolutely important. All the history, art, the legacies, it's what makes us Cherokee. Wado.
Next is contestant number 3, Alexis Sanders. Alexis, what is one of the biggest challenges facing Cherokee youth today? I'll repeat that question. What is one of the biggest challenges facing Cherokee youth today?
One of the biggest challenges I've seen is it's hard for youth to get more involved. Just now coming back from the COVID-19 pandemic, we're so used to being online and being on screens and phones that it's hard for us to really socialize and get out more and get involved with our communities and other people. So I think that's something we really struggle with, and my platform of getting the youth more involved is something that really inspired me for that. So, thank you.
Next, contestant number 4, Callie Doublehead. Callie, one of Cherokee Nation's top priorities is preserving our Cherokee language. What is your hope for the future of the Cherokee language? I'll repeat it one more time. One of the Cherokee Nation's top priorities is preserving our Cherokee language. What is your hope for the future of the Cherokee language?
I hope more kids will learn Cherokee and pass it down to their kids, so the language would be at least like more useful now than more useful in the future than it is now. Maybe like 50% of the Cherokee population be fluent in Cherokee.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for your great responses to these impromptu questions. You may exit the stage. Thank you. And now we will ask our Miss Cherokee contestants to answer their impromptu questions. Each contestant will be given a beautiful rose by our current Miss Cherokee, Lauren Fields. And we will begin with contestant number 1, Carolina Smith. Carolina, if you were chief for a day, what is one service or program you would implement and why? I'll repeat that question. If you were chief for a day, what is one service or program you would implement and why?
One service that I would implement would possibly be our summer youth employment. A lot of the times we We don't get to see a lot of them get to be out in the field a lot. But with working in career services for the past few years, I've been able to see them change lives and encourage them to be better in working life.
Thank you. Contestant number 2, Keely Sanders. Oh, wow. Keely, if you were selected as the delegate to Congress, what is your greatest concern that you would present for the betterment of Cherokee Nation and all Native Americans? I'll repeat that question. If you were selected as the delegate to Congress, what is your greatest concern that you would present for the betterment of Cherokee Nation and all Native Americans?
If I were selected, I would like to better our elder care and our child care. Those are our ancestors who would, help us rise up. Our youth are the ones who are going to come up and take over us one day, so that's who I would better.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes the final category to be judged. Ladies, please go and relax. You did a wonderful job tonight. Now, let's welcome to the stage for her End of Reign presentation, Macy Fields, Junior Miss Cherokee 2022-23. Macy is a junior at Muldrell High School, where she is involved in Beta Club, Spanish Club, and the Oklahoma Indian Organization. Macy did an excellent job to promote the Cherokee language, culture, and history, and continues to serve as a role model and leader for Cherokee youth by sharing her platform. Now I'm going to direct your attention to the screens for a short video.
What a year it has been. Words cannot even begin to describe it. From Cherokee National Holiday, community meetings, riding in parades, and getting to travel to Washington, D.C. and Cherokee, North Carolina. I will cherish these memories for a lifetime, and I would like to thank a few people for these memories. To Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. and First Lady January, and Deputy Chief Brian Warner in Mako. Chief of Staff Corey Bunch, thank you for always making me feel welcomed when we were at events together. To the Cherokee Nation Tribal Council, thank you for welcoming me into your communities and for always being a friendly face wherever we were. A big thanks to the Miss and Junior Miss Cherokee Committee. Extra special thanks to Reba Bruner for being the best getaway driver, especially when we were basically on the run in Cherokee. And to Kristen Thomas for introducing me to Dutch babies and for being the best tour guide in Washington, D.C. The memories I have made over the past year I will cherish forever. Just to name a few of those memories: dancing with Reba and Miss Cherokee after the JOM banquet, teaching Chief how to play hangman at Know Your Nation, going to Washington, D.C., and hanging out with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians royalty, and going to North Carolina and exploring historical sites. Those are just some of the highlights from my past year. The icing on the cake this year was serving it with my cousin, Miss Cherokee, Lauren Fields, aka Shook, because I don't call her Lauren. I'm so thankful I had you to spend this year with. I will cherish the memories we had this past year and see you at Wednesday at Lacey's house. To Miss Cherokee's mom, Betty Jo, aka Sissy, thank you for taking me to events and telling my mom how to use her camera. To the little ambassadors, Winnie, Aaliyah, Cross, Olivia, and Cannon. I have seen each of you grow this year, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for each of you. To my little sister, Emma. First, thank you for letting me use your closet to keep all my dresses in. And thank you for being the most supportive sister this past year. To my dad, thank you for the support this past year, and watching the dog whenever me and Mom were gone. To my mom, thank you for making sure I was always almost on time and ready. But most of all, thank you for being my Junior and Miss Cherokee role model. Would don't a dog gon' hunt eat.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Macy, and to your family for your service this past year. What a wonderful tribute to you as well. Let's welcome our Junior Miss Cherokee contestants back to the stage. Ladies, you have done a wonderful job and will be a great representative of the Cherokee Nation. I want each of you to know that. Would Chief Hoskin, Deputy Chief Warner, join Macy on the stage, please, to assist with the award presentations for Junior Miss Cherokee 2023-24. Junior Miss Cherokee, Macy Fields. Oh, yeah. All right. I've got the envelope here. All right. Beginning with third runner-up, Alexis Sanders. Thank you, Alexis. Second runner-up, Callie Doublehead. Thank you, Callie. Your first runner-up is Avery Wisdom. And your new Junior Miss Cherokee 2023-24 is Addison Rouse. Wonderful, wonderful. We will have more pictures at the end of the program. Thank you, ladies. Thank you all for your participation. You all did a wonderful, wonderful, truly remarkable job. Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Deputy. Don't go too far, though. And now, let's welcome to the stage for her end of reign presentation, Lauren Fields, Miss Cherokee 2022-2023. Lauren currently attends Northeastern State University, where she is majoring in health and human performance with plans to become a physical therapist. Her platform as Miss Cherokee has been to bring awareness to hearing loss and to encourage those affected to seek treatment so that they can improve their quality of life. Please direct your attention to the screen for a short video. Oh, yeah.
If I can, I'd like to make one final presentation as Miss Cherokee. On behalf of the Miss and Junior Miss Cherokee committees, I would like to thank you, Delegate Teehee, for being our MC this evening, and I have this bouquet of roses for you.
I got a little nervous there.
Ever since I was 5 years old, I have always dreamed of becoming Miss Cherokee. I am so proud to say that my dream finally became a reality last August. This year has been nothing short of amazing. I have had the time of my life traveling across the country and being able to meet so many new people as well as learning their stories. Everyone always tells you that your year will fly by and to soak in every moment. No matter where I traveled this year, I soaked in every moment, and now here I am, reflecting back on my year. A few special moments were receiving wisdom from Stacy Leeds and Olympic gold medalist Billy Mills. Their kind words truly set the tone for the rest of my year. It was not just them, but everywhere I went, I met people who shared kind and encouraging words. It always meant a lot to me. I had the opportunity to travel to Cherokee, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., the Pacific Northwest, the coast of California, and everywhere in between. I could honestly say it was the adventure of a lifetime. During my travels, I had a lot of laughs, a lot of photo ops, and a lot of Starbucks. I also want to give a special shout out to all of the tribal royalty I was blessed to cross paths with. I was blessed to cross paths with Tima, Shanoa, Tyra, Zinni, Mac, Trin, Raylan, Juwaigi, Ava, Zara, Haley, Lily, and all the other tribal royalty. It has been my honor to serve and represent with such amazing women. I wish you all the best. There are many people who have helped me get to this point and those who have supported me throughout this year, and I'd like to take a moment to thank them. To the Cherokee Nation, Chief Hoskin, Deputy Chief Warner, and the Tribal Council, Widow, for your continued support throughout my year, for allowing me to be a part of your events, and for all of your kind words. You all welcomed me with open arms throughout this year, and I could not be more grateful. To Cherokee Nation Education Services, Widow, for providing programs and opportunities such as the ambassador programs that help shape young Cherokees into the future leaders of our nation. You've allowed me to step into the person I'm meant to be, and I encourage other young Cherokees to explore these programs and take an active role in our tribe. To the Miss Cherokee Committee, Widow, for everything you have done for me this past year. This year would not have been possible without all of you and your hard work, nor would this program be what it is without you. To Cherokee Nation Communications, Widow, for allowing me to be a part of any and all ideas that you have had for social media. The time I spent creating videos or taking pictures made some of the best memories, even if I almost always messed up. Each of you have allowed me to share more about my culture, platform, and the role of Miss Cherokee on a larger scale than I could have ever imagined. The time I spent creating videos or taking pictures made some of the best memories, even if I almost always messed up. Each of you allowed me to share more about my culture, platform, and the title of Miss Cherokee on a larger scale than I could have ever imagined. Widow, for everything each of you had done for me this year. To community and cultural outreach, Widow, for allowing me to be a part of the at-large events and for allowing me to tag along whenever we got the chance to explore. I was able to see so many amazing things that I will forever cherish. Widow, for all of the amazing times this past year. To my littles, Cannon, Olivia, Aaliyah, Cross, and Winnie. Widow, for being the best group I have ever gotten to spend time with. Each of you made this year so memorable, and I'm so grateful for each of you and the time we spent together. You all made our events so fun. I will always be here to support you, and I cannot wait to see all of the amazing things all of you go on to do. To my junior Miss Cherokee, Macy. Not many people get the chance to say they did this with their cousin by their side, but we did. This year has been the best year because of you. You were always the life of the party and never failed to make everyone around you laugh. We made so many memories that I will carry with me forever. I will never forget the numerous times we showed up to an event wearing similar colored dresses without ever talking about what we were going to wear beforehand, or the time we played hangman with Chief, which I still claim victory for. You have been an outstanding junior Miss Cherokee this year, and there is no one else I would have wanted to spend this year with. I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see all of the amazing things you go on to do. To my Lucy, Widow, for sharing your knowledge of our language and how to make doxies with me. You have been the best example of a strong Cherokee woman, and I hope I live up to our legial name and make you proud. And I know if I ever want the honest truth or a good laugh, I can come to you or Phyllis. Gaga you. To Amari, Grace, and Jugono. Widow, for always supporting me and always showing up. Amari, you've always been my protector and never failed to bring the tough love when I needed it the most, even if I didn't know it at the time. Widow, for opening those doors and for showing me what was possible. Gaga you. Finally, to my mom. None of this would have been possible without you. Words can't express how grateful I am that you got to experience everything alongside me this year. You always made sure that I was prepared before every event, and you got me where I needed to be. I will never forget the time during an at-large meeting when Vince Feeling introduced you to the crowd as Miss Cherokee's mom in front of everyone, and you had to wave. Not only did people get to know me this year, but they also got to know you. Whenever you were not able to be at an event, The first thing people would say to me is, "Where's your mom?" You always showed up for me and made sure to capture every moment along the way, and I cannot wait to look back on it with you. Everything you are is everything I hope to become someday, and I made you proud. Go get you. I could talk about what this year has meant to me forever, but in a few words, it has meant everything. It has been the honor of a lifetime to represent the Cherokee Nation. I am proud to be Cherokee. Widow, for allowing me to share with you who I am, my story, and my culture. You've accepted me for who I am and shown me that who I am will always be enough. It's not with sadness, but with contentment and gratitude that I close my reign as Miss Cherokee. As I enter the next chapter of my life as a former Miss Cherokee, for the last time, I am Lauren Fields, your outgoing 2022-2023 Miss Cherokee. Widow.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much to you and your family for the service this past year. You've really gone above and beyond. Thank you, hon. All right. Well, that's pretty emotional videos, huh? Well done for the teams that put those together. Let's welcome to the stage our Miss Cherokee contestants. Ladies, you each have done a wonderful job, and no matter the outcome, you are great representatives of Cherokee Nation. Would Miss Cherokee Lauren Fields please come to the stage? And Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner, if you would please join her so that we can commence with the award presentations. You know, the Miss Cherokee Scholarship this year is $6,000, right? That will go to the college where she is presently attending, and then the runner-up will receive a $3,000 scholarship. I think Lisa Trice told me when back in her day in '86 it was about $1,000. So we're getting up there. All right. I feel like somebody needs to give me a drum roll here. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Your first runner-up is Carolina Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Miss Cherokee 2023-24 is Keely Sanders. While we're getting the crown and the sash situated, after the presentation, we would appreciate everyone please staying off the platform until the official photos have been taken. I also have, Mary Kay, why are you laughing? See, one housekeeping measure, there was a phone found in the cafe. So if you are missing a phone, please check with somebody from the Miss Cherokee Committee who can help you retrieve your phone after the program. If it's the new iPhone 14, I might claim it. All right. All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know you have enjoyed this evening. Thank you to our contestants. Ms. Keely Sanders, congratulations. And now we'll ask the communications folks to arrange our official photos. Thank you all. Please have a safe trip home.